starting to get a little rut action, starting to see some deer on the trail cameras, bucks moving around daylight time. So we chose to sit here at this property we've set a few times. Went in, it was kind of warm that day, that night. Didn't expect to see a whole lot of movement just due to the heat, and you know, it just didn't feel right to me. We sat there anyway, and I was listening to Andrew rattle his antlers together. Pretty soon I heard some antlers of my own. I heard a buck rubbing on a tree, grunting. He was doing a mating grunt. Couldn't see him at that time, so I texted Andrew. I told him to rattle just a real short, quick one. He did, and that buck came in like it was on a string. He came right to me. He was probably 10 yards from me, went broadside. Let's head out and check out that hunt now. I got the shot on him, and I felt like it was a little high. I shot, there was a tree just under where I shot, and I don't know if that tree unconsciously made me shoot a little higher or what, but I did. I ended up shooting a little high. And we reviewed the video. We left the timber, let him lay. Went over the video, I don't know, it feels like 100 times now. We felt like it was high, but it felt like it was going to get high lung. So we felt like it was a kill shot. The arrow ended up staying in. Never did find the arrow. But I didn't get great penetration. But regardless, we tracked this deer the rest of that night. Lost blood because it was starting to get dewy outside, kind of wet. So didn't want to knock the blood off. So we just left that night. I took the next day off, that Friday, my birthday, and I spent the whole day out there tracking blood. We got back on the blood trail that morning. We followed it, felt like 1.5 miles, just through timbers. He backtracked a couple times, ended up coming back towards the timber that I shot him in, and then he went south. Again, I spent the whole day walking just through timber, just looking for him, trying to find more blood. I took my dog out there. She didn't have any luck. My cousin, my dad, we all went out there. We grid searched. We didn't find this deer. So we're not real sure what happened. Ended up yesterday evening, actually around 1:30 in the afternoon, my cousin Cassidy was driving down the highway near that property and spotted a buck. Described the buck, and she had not ever, all she knew is that I shot a good sized buck, and we were having a hard time finding it. She texted my cousin Andrew, and she described what this deer looked like. She said he was limping, walking across the field, real thick antlers, but not really outside of his ears, more of a tall, narrow rack. She said he was limping across this other guy's property. As far as we know at this time, he is still alive. Andrew sent her pictures of the deer from the footage that we have of him, and she says that's the deer that she's seen. So luckily he's still out there running around chasing does. He just got a bit of a limp, so I hate to see it. I hate to be the one that did it, and you know, I really wish that I could change it, but I can't. So that is deer hunting.